So let's go ahead and get started. This is Chapter 2, Section 3, Quick Graphs of Linear Equations. You've seen both of these types of quick graphs before. Slope-intercept form, this one here, you've used a lot before. I want to make sure that I talk about the two kinds because depending on your equation, you might see different things. So, quick graphs. To graph equation in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. First, plot the y-intercept on the y-axis. Remember, that's 0, comma, b. Number 2, from the y-intercept, count off the slope of the line, vertical change over horizontal change. Plot a second point. Remember, negative moves are down and left, whereas positive moves are up and right. Use a straight edge to draw the line through the 2 points that you just plotted. Don't forget the arrows on both ends of the lines to show that the line continues in both directions forever. Remember that these notes are on my PDF, so you can print them out and have them. You don't have to write them down. If you are writing them down, go ahead, pause and write them down. I'm moving on. Graph y equals 3/4 x minus 2. So again, I need to start with, remember, this is y equals mx plus b. My b is the coordinate 0, negative 2. My m is the fraction 3/4. So I start at the coordinate 0, negative 2, and I put my big blue dot. My slope is 3/4, and this is when I use rise over run, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and right 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my next point. Remember, this is a positive 3/4. Positive 3 over positive 4 gets positive 3/4. But negative 3 over negative 4, that's not a 4. Negative 3 over negative 4 is also positive 3/4. So I can go down 1, 2, 3, left 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm still going to get the same line. If I draw a line through these points, that line goes through all 3 points because all 3 points are on the same line because 3/4 and negative 3 over negative 4 are the same slope. There's my quick graph. Again, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. Remember, my slope is 0, 1. Excuse me, my y-intercept is 0, 1. My slope is negative 1 over 2. 0, 1 is right here. Negative 1/2 is down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2. Or remember, I did negative 1 over 2. That is the same as 1 over negative 2. So I can go up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2. And there's my line again. A little off, so I'm going to straighten it out. But those are my quick graphs using slope-intercept form. What else can I use this for? Let's see. Here's a word problem. Again, if you need to, scroll back and look at, rewind and look at those problems again. Make sure you can do those quick graphs. You are buying a $1,100 computer on layaway. You make $250 down payment and then make weekly payments according to this equation, where A is the amount you own and T is the number of weeks. What is the original amount you owe on layaway? What is the weekly payment? Graph the model. Okay, I started with an $1,100 computer. I paid $250 down. So that means I took $1,100, I subtracted $250, and that's where that original amount of $850. Okay, the original amount I owe on layaway is $850, and this is where I got it from. It's also right here, my original amount. What's my weekly payment? My weekly payment, well, from that $850 I owe, I'm paying $50 per week. That's what this is telling me. So now I want to graph this model. I want to do a quick graph. So I'm going to, let's see what I have. I need 850. I have 10 lines. So I'm going to count each line as 100. 850 is right here. Now, why am I putting a dot? Because according to my graph, this is the same as y equals mx plus b. That's what this form right here is. My b is the coordinate 0, 850. My slope is the point -50 over 1. So I start with the point 850. I'm going to go down 1, right 1. I lied. I go down 50, right 1, down 50, right 1, down 50. Let's try that again, excuse me. Down 50, right 1, down 50, right 1. Why 1? What's this 1? Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. I didn't label anything. Shame, shame. These are my weeks. This over here is money owed. Okay? So I pay off $50 per week, 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 all the way down, and there is my line. So that's graphing the model. I graphed it by hand. If you really wanted to, you could plug this into your calculator and graph it, but that's how I graph it by hand. The original amount is $850. Weekly I pay $50. So I pay, so it's a negative, so it's a negative slope. I'm owed less and less every week. That's how I would do something like this by hand with a quick graph. Graph y equals x. Well, here we go. Remember, my y-intercept is 0, 0 because this is plus 0. My slope is 1. So there's the equation y equals x. Nice one to know. Quick, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Standard form of a line is ax plus by equals c, where a and b are both not 0. A, b, and c are integers. A quick way to graph an equation in standard form is to plot the y-intercept, where the graph crosses the y-axis, 0c, and to plot the x-intercept, where the graph crosses the x-axis, c0. This is not the same c as this here. It could be, but it isn't necessarily. The next page tells us a little more gory detail what to do. So write the equation in standard form, ax plus by equals c. Find the x-intercept by letting y equal 0 and solving for x. Use the x-intercept to plot the point where the line crosses the x-axis. Find the y-intercept by letting x equal 0 and solving for y. Use the y-intercept to plot the point where the line crosses the y-axis. Draw the line through the 2 points. Don't forget your arrows. Again, you can pause and read through this page. Here's all 4 steps on one page. Make sure that this makes sense. I'm going to do an example now. Graph 2x plus 3y equals 0. Could I solve this for y in graph slope-intercept form? Yes. Is there an easier way? Yes. First thing I want to do is let y equals 0. So I'm going to come to my handy-dandy equation. 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. Let y equal 0. Solve for x. 3 times 0 is 0, so this is 2x is equal to 12. Divide by 2, x is equal to 6. So I had the coordinate 6, 0. 6, 0 is right there. Now, that's one intercept. I need 2 points to make a line. So I need to find, that was my x-intercept. I now need to find my y-intercept. Let x equal 0. Solve for y. 2 times x plus 3y is equal to 12. Let x be 0. So 2x is 0, so 3y is equal to 12. Divide by 3, y is equal to 4. So I have the coordinate 0, 4. There are my 2 points. If I graph this line, It would be that. Again, I have arrows on the end of my line. That's the 2 points for my graph, 6, 0, and 0, 4. Those are my 2 coordinates. I'm going to tell you something that you're going to want to do, and you have to be very, very careful not to. You see that x is equal to 6, y is equal to 4, and you want to plot 1 point. That's a big no-no. Don't do that. What I want to make sure is the coordinate is 6, 0, and the coordinate is 0, 4, and I plot both of those separately. I need to make sure that I plot them separately, 2 separate points, not 1.64. That you do not do. 6, 0, 0, 4. Let's do another example. 3x minus 2y equals 6. So again, the first thing I want to do is at y equals 0, solve for x. 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. 3x minus 2 times 0 is equal to 6. This is 0, so 3x is equal to 6 divided by 3. X is equal to 2. My first coordinate is 2, 0. Next, I want to let x equals 0 solve for y. This was the x-intercept. Now I need to find the y-intercept. The x-intercept was 2, 0. My y-intercept, we say 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. 3 times 0 minus 2y is equal to 6. 3 times 0 is 0, so negative 2y is equal to 6. Divide by negative 2, y is equal to negative 3. Negative 3 is my coordinate. So it's 0, negative 3. Get my line. We'll do a blue line this time. And there's my graph. I find the x-intercept, I find the y-intercept, I plot them as 2 separate points. The point 2 comma negative 3 is not on this line. That is totally not what we're doing. I want the x-intercept 2, 0, the y-intercept 0, negative 3. Moving on. What would this look like in a word problem? The school band is selling sweatshirts and t-shirts to raise money. The goal is to raise $1,200. Sweatshirts sell for a profit of $2.50, and t-shirts sell for a profit of $1.50. Describe the number of sweatshirts and t-shirts the band can sell to reach their goal. Whenever this happens, realize I have a goal, $1,200. How do I get to $1,200? Well, I have to sell sweatshirts and t-shirts. My sweatshirts, I'm going to call, I'm not good at S's, so I'm going to X. We're going to say number of sweatshirts. Y, we're going to say is the number of t-shirts. So I'm selling X sweatshirts at $2.50 each. I'm selling Y sweatshirts at $1.50 each. That's my equation to find my X and my Y. Describe numbers of sweatshirts and t-shirts the band can sell to reach their goal. Well, any X and Y that makes this a true statement is going to be a good answer. Any points along this line is going to be a good answer. What are my 2 easiest points to find? What's my intercepts? Let y equal 0, let x equal 0. Just like I was doing. If I let y equal 0, I get 250 x plus 150 y is equal to 1,200. Let y equal 0, 250 x plus $1.50 times 0 is equal to 1,200. This is 0, so 250x is equal to 1,200. Divide both sides by $2.50. Divided both sides by $2.50, and I have to have 480. This tells me that if I sell 480 sweatshirts and 0 t-shirts, I'll make my $1,200. That's what that's saying. 480, 0. I need to find my other intercept. My other intercept is, again, 250x plus 150y is equal to 1200. 250 times 0 plus 150 times y is equal to 1200. Like earlier, this is 0, so 150y is equal to 1200. Divide both sides by 150. When I divide both sides by $1.50, I get 800 t-shirts. So that tells me, again, if I was to sell 0 sweatshirts and 800 t-shirts, I would make my $1,200. So those are my 2 points, my 2 intercepts, 480 and 800. So X was the number of sweatshirts. So I'm going to say this is number of sweatshirts. So this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. Over here is the number of t-shirts. And again, we're going to do 0, skip 1, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. My first coordinate, oh, excuse me, this is 0, 800. If you can't read my chicken scratch, this is 480, 0. So 480, 0 is right here. 0, 800 is right here. I'm going to pick a black line again. Okay, a blue line, I lied. And that's my line. If you look at this line very carefully, right here at 300, 300, that looks like that's a point on my line. Any point on this line should better equal 1,200. So I'm saying if I sell 300 sweatshirts at 250 and 300, let me rephrase this. That point is 300, 300. So if I go 250 times 300 plus 150 times 300, I should get 1,200. I'm going to pull out my handy dandy calculator. That's what I've been pausing and doing. I'm going to go 250 times 300 plus 150 times 300. And I get exactly $1,200. Any point on this line is a good answer. Does it matter how many you sell? No. But as long as I sell an X coordinate and a Y coordinate on this line, it's going to give me an answer to my question of making $1,200 by selling sweatshirts and t-shirts. So that's my problem. Horizontal and vertical lines, last 2 quick graphs. The graph of y equals c is a horizontal line. The graph of x equals c is a vertical line. Y equals 3. Well, I'm going to go to where y is 3. Right here, y is the coordinate 0, 3. But here, y is the coordinate 1, 3. Here, y is the coordinate negative 8, 3. But all along, that's negative 8, 3. But all along here, y is equal to 3. So that's the equation, y equals 3. In the same way, x equals negative 2. X is negative 2 here at the point negative 2, 0. X is negative 2 here at the point negative 2, 4. X is negative 2 here, okay, at the point negative 2, negative 4.5. So that tells me x is negative 2 anywhere on this line. So x equals is going to be a vertical line. Y equals is going to be a horizontal line. Make sure you know that. Oh, don't look at that. Ta-da! And that's all we have for you today. Oh, 20 minutes. Have a good day. I said have a good day.